What's poppin', T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Power Book 4 Force Season 1 Episode 3 review. All right, you guys, on tonight's episode, we start off with Tommy telling Liliana that they basically gonna work together now that he done found all this good ass coke up underneath the floor. So he want to know who in the hell she steal all this goddamn coke from. She was like, whoever the motherfuckers was, they ain't came back looking for me, so I'm Gucci. And he was like, no, you're not. It's only a matter of time before whoever you stole this shit from is gonna come back for your ass. And if we're gonna be working together, that mean they gonna be coming for me too. So it looks like things is gonna be up and stuck for Tommy and Liliana very, very soon when whatever cartel she done stole this from come back to get that goddamn shit, and they really about to be at war. So Tommy was like, get your ass up, pack up all this shit, you dipping with me. Then we see Vic go down to the police station and he pays them off 10 grand to get his homeboy out of jail, the dude that was with him in episode 1 that I believe Tommy beat the fuck up. So as they're leaving out the police station, he sees the detective Seamus, the dude that ran down on Diamond episode 1 at the barbershop, and he gets on him about not protecting him because that's what they pay him for. And dude was like, just because I got a white person's name do not mean that me and you are cool like that. I'm doing my job. Your beef is with the alderman, and that is out of my jurisdiction, boo thing. So you need to skirt on up out my face. So Vic then pays him to do what he need to do as far as protecting them. And he just like, fuck it, I'll deal with it my own way. And he walks off. Really don't like Seamus. I'm ready for him to die already. He just looked like a puss ass, coon ass nigga. And I ain't down with him or down for his cause. I don't like him, Bernie. So then we see Tommy pocket the card off of one of the kilos of coke. He knows who this coke that Liliana stole it from. He know who the hell it's from. He got a really good idea, and I think it might be that one cartel from Power, and I'm having a brain fart right now, but it was the family that was leaving the cards and stuff everywhere. I think it was the brother and sister duo. Remember, they got killed, and if I'm not mistaken, the one dude, fine ass dude that was working with Rotimi's character, what was his name? It started with a C. I can't think of the nigga name. His name started with a C or a D. He was hella fine. He used to play on Passions or some shit like that. One of them goddamn soap operas. Anywho, remember, he was next up in line to take over that business. So I'm thinking that he's running that shit from jail. And I think that's whose coke she stole. So that shit about to come back around on they asses. So as he's pocketing the car, Liliana come out the shower in just a tank top and some black undies. And he was like, girl, you need to put that shit up because I do not see it for white bitches. And I don't see it for you. he do like white bitches. But he wasn't seeing it for her ass. But Liliana was stacked, baby. Liliana had something holding back there. I was like, come on, Liliana. Shit, I'll fuck Liliana ass. Shit, cokehead and all. So she was like, no, dickhead. Like, you got to remember, you can't get none of this shit on your fucking clothes. And he was like, damn, I forgot it's been a minute since I actually cut product. So she get to work. And he like, damn, if we would have known that you was this good, we probably would have kept your ass the fuck around. So she was like, matter of fact, how is Ghost? And that's when he tell her, you know, Ghost is dead. And she was like, did you do it? He was like, nah, but I couldn't stop it either way it go. So, you know, she was like, sorry for your loss. You know, she was fucked up behind it because Ghost was good to her. So the conversation of how they gonna split the profits from this coke come up, and Tommy wanted it to be on some, like, I think 70-30 type shit, and she was like, fuck no, like, we gonna split this shit half and half. So Tommy was like, all right, bet, we'll split the shit half and half. So she was like, why you being so nice to me? Like, what's good? And he was like, stop bringing up old shit. Like, yeah, we had our issues in the past, but we in this shit together now. And they toast to Ghost. And I really honestly do believe him when he say that he want that shit to be in the past between them two, and that he want to move forward because he needs allies, and he know that at the end of the day, Liliana was a loyal, true worker for them, and she can fight, she can handle herself, and she's smart. And he ain't got nobody else in Chicago, so he need to start building him a squad, and she the first one on his team. So then we see Tommy going to his brother JP's crib, which is their grandmother's house, with pizza. And JP is fixing up their grandmother's home. So Tommy asks, who, by the way, is paying for Miriam, their grandmother's stay at this home? And he was like, I guess she got a trust fund or something like that. Like, it was already taken care of when me and my father stepped in. So somebody is paying for this stay for Miriam. I don't know if it's going to end up being their mama or somebody else, but I'm thinking sooner or later we're going to end up seeing Kate ass. Of course, Kate is going to make an appearance because this whole storyline with her having a son that she didn't take care of course, is going to come into fruition. But I want to find out who is paying for this stay for Miriam. I don't think it's Kate. I'm thinking it's going to be somebody else with some paper and some power that's either going to be, like I said, a help or a hindrance to JP and Tommy. So JP then was like, here, this money you gave me, take it back. It just don't feel right. Plus, I don't even know where the shit came from. It could be illegal. No, I don't really want that. And so Tommy lies to him and tells him that, I ran a nightclub, I had a laundromat, that's where the money came from. And yes, he did have all those businesses, but we all know they were fronts. So JP was like, nah, I still don't feel right to me. And plus, money fucks up things. And oh, yes, it does. And Tommy was like, look, everybody got a number so they can breathe. What's yours? So JP ponders it for a minute, and he was like 196,000 and some change or whatever. So Tommy was like, all right, bet. Hold on to that. I'm going to see what I can do. And I really love that he's really trying to take the burden off of his brother's back, because his brother is going through a lot of shit, taking care of a lot of people and holding a lot of shit down. So I really love that he's looking out for his brother. And I really can't wait until the D-Max situation comes into play as well. So Diamond and Jannard are going to an abandoned baseball field. And Jannard suggests that they, fix this motherfucker up for the, kids in the neighborhood and build a new field and use it as a front to clean money. And Diamond was like, no, I don't really want to do that or whatever with no illegal money. And he was like, look, girlfriend, these clothes on your backs and that fly ass crib I put you up in all came from drug money, so you can't have it both ways, sis. It's either you in or you out. And I'm with Jannard on that shit, because it's just like, dude, you want to act like you the motherfucking messiah, like you Mother Teresa, but then you want to accept drug money when it works for you. Like, Diamond, come on, you got to make a decision. So they then head to the field to play baseball. Now remember that Jannard had a baseball scholarship to go to college, but he ended up turning it down when Diamond got locked up, and that's how he became the head of CBI. So he gave up his college chances, to be the leader of this crew and to hold shit down, which I wonder, does his character regret? Does his character feel some type of way about that? Does he blame his brother for the choices that he's made? We'll find out, because there is some issues there between the two brothers. So we go back to Tommy's crib, and he pulls out that map that he found. And Liliana was like, okay, look at you, seeing where all the crews, reside. So she asks, has he met the Flynn's yet? And he was like, yeah, been to the crib and all that. So she was like, look, if you want us to get to work, I'm going to need something to pick me up, and you ain't got shit around this motherfucker. So they decide to do coke. And I was wondering whether the writer's going to resume Tommy being a cokehead, because they hadn't shown it yet. And I kind of really honestly wish they would have dropped that from his storyline. I guess because I just hate drugs so much. I don't want to see him be a cokehead. I hope it don't get as bad as it was on Power. It's just something that he does every now and then, or maybe when he really gets in deep with Gloria, she'll be on some shit like, nah, I don't fuck with no cokeheads. You gonna have to stop that shit. But they do a line of coke to wake themselves up or whatever. And Liliana was like, if you can lock in Samson or the Flynn's, we good. The Samsons or Jannard and Diamond. So Tommy was like, basically, fuck both of them. Let's do us, because it's a lot of territory in between that ain't claimed. And she was like, nah, nigga, nah. Like, it's either the Flynn's or the Samsons. You can't go doing shit like you did in New York down here. So, and she was like, and by the way, whoever, I don't know if it was Jannard or whatever, still owed her 8 G's, and he was like, I'll get it back for you. So Tommy then makes a statement. He was like, my boy Jason told me none of them fuck with each other down here. Now remember, Jason was the head of the, the one cartel. And she was like, who was Jason? He was like, nobody, just a friend of mine or whatever. But remember, Jason and them crew gonna come into play as well at some point, because I believe they were from Chicago. And they end up killing Jason Mitchell. I forgot who killed him. Was it Rotimi that killed Jason? I think it was. But yeah, Tommy is very wanted, and he gonna have to answer to a lot of people. So Tommy was like, the Flynn's don't know I'm here, but Samson does, so I gotta get this coke out of her. Like, we gotta get this shit on the street and get it popping. So then we see Jannard and Diamond on the baseball field playing, and Jannard is doing his thing. He was a pitcher or whatever, and he keep on striking his brother out. So Jannard asked Diamond, like, is you really fucking with this white boy? What's the deal? And he was like, man, don't worry about it, we ain't talking about that right now. And that's when Jannard really peeps game, like, this nigga straight up about to fuck with this white boy. Like, word, like, that's what this nigga really about to do. So Jannard was like, we don't need him. And Diamond was like, man, come on. He was like, nah, nigga, I ain't your little brother no more. Like, basically, you don't tell me what the fuck to do. I run this shit. You need to remember that, motherfucker. I'm not just trying to be little baby brother sniffing up under your ass no more. Like, you need to fucking respect me. And I was like, okay, Jannard, put your dick on the table and tell your brother how it is. But it's some real talk type shit. He's telling the motherfucking truth. Like, yeah, you used to run this motherfucker, but you don't know more. I do, and you need to respect that. So he was like, yeah, you. So Diamond was like, I gave you the motherfucking seat. And he was like, yeah, you gave it to me, but I'm the one that made us relevant. I'm the one that got us to this motherfucking level. And he ends up throwing a baseball at Diamond and all types of shit. So it is static between the Sampson brothers. Meanwhile, while they beefing, little do they know that the dirty cop Seamus is in the whip recording their whole motherfucking interaction. I was like, I'm ready for somebody to shoot this nigga in his head. He got to fucking go bye-bye. So then we see Vic tell his daddy Walter that Seamus said that they issue ain't with him, it's with the alderman or whatever. Mind you, Claude is sitting right there as well. They're having a family meeting. And Vic tells his daddy that they need somebody else on the inside, because they can't just rely on this alderman and Seamus, basically. So Walter started coughing and shit. He fucking got cancer, lung cancer and shit, and ain't doing shit about it. And Claude was like, you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm all right. Just got bronchitis or some shit. And Vic looking like, this nigga here, like, if he don't just tell her the fucking truth, like, god damn. So Walter tells Claude to go have dinner with Alderman McGuire and to pay him off, and to wear something sexy to entice that motherfucker. And on top of that, pour some sugar on top of it. And I was like, now, wait a minute. Because she stopped and looked at him like, I know you fucking lying. I know the fuck you didn't ask me to do no shit like that. Now, what I assumed pour some sugar on it was fuck him and get the job done. And I was like, damn, you really gonna slut your daughter out like that? Like, damn, he don't give no fuck about, the daughter and what he makes her do. Like, he literally looks at her just like a brain to handle his books and a cute bitch to handle any man that he needs to be handled sexually. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Which makes me feel like when Claude finds out that her father has lung cancer, she's gonna use that shit to her advantage. And I could see her ass like that motherfucker on a ventilator or some shit on his deathbed, and that bitch pulling the motherfucking wire on his ass. Like, she gonna use his sickness against him to gain power because of all the fucked up shit that he done to her and how he keep on pushing her to the fucking side. So Walter better watch the fuck out, because Claude is gonna be his worst motherfucking enemy. So Gloria, we see her at the graveyard visiting her mother's grave, and she's shocked because somebody has bought her mother a new headstone. Lo and behold, Vic was the one that did it. And she was like, you did this for me. He was like, yeah, da 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 da. And then he was like, I saw you with him talking about Tommy. And she was like, so that's why you did this shit. Like, it wasn't out the goodness of your heart. You did it because you steady trying to buy me. And I need for you to stop fucking trying to buy me, my nigga. That ain't how this thing work. So he asked her to wait on him again. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody got time to be waiting on you. She got good pussy that need to be thrown out to the world and to all the white boys in Chicago. If you ain't got the time to do what you need to do and step up and be a G when it come to your daddy and say, I love a motherfucking black woman, then what makes you think she want to wait on your pussy ass? You scared of your own motherfucking daddy, bitch. Like, you don't even want to stand up to him. So what makes you think I want to wait around for you? Boy, bye. Get out of here. You a lame. So Tommy and Liliana meet with Walter and Uncle Paulie, and this was my favorite scene of the night. So as soon as they walk up, Walter was like, this your muscle? Like, you got to do better. And Tommy was like, don't sleep on her. She a hitter. So Walter was like, nice face, fucking with her. Because, they both got a scar on their face or whatever. But the actor that plays Walters is real. So Walter tells Tommy, let's go take a walk. And when they go take a walk, Paulie and Liliana stay back and they leaning up against the fence. And Paulie look at her face and he was like, how the fuck you fuck up your face? And Liliana was like, shaving accident. What's your fucking excuse? And Uncle Paulie was like, why you run with this asshole? And she was like, why the Polak work for the mix? Like, you Polish motherfucker. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So he was like, you always answer a question with a question. And she was like, do I? And so he was like, you want to have dinner sometime? And she was like, shave that mustache and we'll talk. And so he just leaned back like, okay, we might have something going on here. I love that whole monologue and that whole encounter. It was super funny. It was quirky. It was different. And I'm liking how they're building Liliana's character to be different and quirky. She a tomboy, but she's also sexy. She can fight. She's cocky. She's an asshole. Like, I'm loving it. And I love Uncle Paulie's character as well. But Uncle Paulie is married. But niggas in the mob be cheating on their bitches all day, every day. But I really want to see some shit go down between Uncle Paulie and Liliana. I think that shit'll be kind of hard. So meanwhile, Tommy and Walter are talking, and Tommy propositions Walter to run coke with him. And Walter was like, no, I'm not doing no shit like that. I run pills, ain't trying to fuck with it. And even if I did fuck with it, I wouldn't fuck with you. I'll fuck with the CBI boys before I fuck with you. And Tommy was like, no, you wouldn't run with no black crew. Stop fronting like you know the difference between BLM and BET. Child, that was a great line. I need to go back and look and see who wrote this episode because they did a phenomenal job with this scene. So Tommy then asserted himself like, look, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here, motherfucker. Either you in or you out. And so Walter was like, I'm listening. So I was like, okay, we making some leeway here. Old Fogey's trying to come around and get with the hot boys out here in the streets because he's still steady doing shit the old way, and the old way ain't really working for him no more, and he got to get out this stone age. So then we see Walter seeing his son Vic to go fuck with Tommy to get this, coke off of them. So while they going to their destination, Tommy clowning Vic about being, a daddy's boy, being his daddy's flunky. And Vic like, I gotta do what's best for my family. And when the fuck you getting out of Dodge? And he was like, shit, as soon as I motherfucking can, nigga. Because Tommy know the only reason why this motherfucker is pressed because I'm fucking his bitch. But okay. So they get to their destination and they go to this dude named Colin House, who's, I don't know if this motherfucker was a DJ, but he had a DJ booth. He was drugged the fuck up high as hell. He had a motherfucking bodyguard off to the side. Then he had some coked out bitch on the floor that's sick, damn near on her deathbed and shit, wanting to leave, and he wouldn't let this hoe go. So Tommy was like, I'll make sure you get out here safe, to the girl. So then Tommy was like, yo, this is a bad idea. Like, I don't know what type of shit y'all on, but I'm up. So he was like, let's go. But when they tried to leave, Colin pulled out a motherfucking gun on their asses and held them at gunpoint. Tommy then at some point pulls out his gun on the bodyguard. The bodyguard pull out his gun on motherfucking Tommy. So everybody at a motherfucking standstill. So we learn in that scene that the bodyguard name is Fat Tony. And I believe that Fat Tony and Tommy gonna end up working with each other. He gonna end up being a part of Tommy's crew because Joseph Sikora, who plays Tommy, posted him on his page and was like, get to know Fat Tony or whatever. So I really think that Fat Tony is going to end up being one of his muscle men moving forward. So mark my words on that. So Tommy ends up distracting the dude, and I forgot, they was able to get the gun away from fucking Colin. Fat Tony ended up telling Tommy and Vic how they can get rid of this nigga body if they decide to kill him, because they could take it down the motherfucking freight elevator leading to the alleyway with nobody know. So Tommy was like, good looking out, take the girl, y'all leave. Vic, you handle that shit. I'm dipping with the motherfucking stash. So when he leaves, he hands Vic a motherfucking throw pillow, and Vic shoots Colin in the motherfucking head. Then we see Walter scolding Vic in front of Tommy about not handling the deal right. He was like, look, let me call Colin and fix this shit. And that's when they tell him that, yo, that nigga is clipped. You won't be talking to him no time soon unless you knocking on heaven's door. So Walter is pissed the fuck off, like, the fuck. So he was like, look, only way this shit gonna work is if we do one deal. You get Diamond to the table and we good. So Tommy was like, all right, bet. Tommy then pulls up on Diamond and Janoid at the boxing gym, because remember that Diamond used to be a boxer back in the day. Jeremiah is there too. The R&B singer Jeremiah is a part of Janoid's crew. That's his right hand. That's his best friend. So Tommy tells them that Walter want to meet with him and Diamond. Diamond at first was like, I ain't fucking with it. I ain't trying to be no white man nigga. Like, no, I ain't really down with that. And Janoid's like, facts, period. But then Diamond switch up and was like, shit, maybe I should. And that's when Janoid fucking flipped. And he was like, don't no CBI business go down without me. You want the top seat. The only way to get it is to take it from a nigga. So what's up? And Diamond was like, ain't no coming back from this, Jay. He was like, look, what's good? Y'all get out the motherfucking ring. So I was like, oh, it's about to go down. So they get in the ring, and Janoid take off on motherfucking Diamond and steal him in the motherfucking face. And Diamond was looking like, oh, this little nigga is straight up trying to go heads up with me. Tommy and Jeremiah then take a bet on who the fuck gonna win. Of course, Tommy got Diamond back and Jeremiah got Janoid back. So they motherfucking fighting this shit, and Diamond is fucking Janoid the fuck up. But then Jeremiah was like, let them legs fly. Like, stop bullshitting around, because Janoid's character knows MMA. So then he hit Diamond with a motherfucking leg kick to that motherfucking leg, and that nigga almost went down. And I was like, oh, the Jolly Green Giant about to pass the fuck out. But then Diamond come back, hit him with a one-hitter quitter. But before he could finish him off, he was like, you know, looking at him like, this is my little brother. I done took care of him. I can't do him like that. But he still ends up winning. And so Janoid gets up and was like, you got the top seat, dog. Like, he act like it was all good. Like, ain't no beef. You won it fair and square. And they actually had me fooled, thinking like, damn, he gave it up that easy. But I should have been smarter than that to know that it wouldn't have been that easy. So Tommy won the bet, of course. Then we see Claude meet up with the alderman at a restaurant, dipped in this black see-through ensemble that was everything. She looked so chic and sexy and classy and just rich. So the alderman basically on some he wanna fuck type shit, because obvious that she fucked him back in the day like her daddy wanted her to, so they could get his business. But she ain't down for that shit. Like, no, I ain't fucking this nigga. So he was like, I don't know why you don't like me no more. We got a lot in common. We both love to eat pussy. And she was looking at him like, really, bitch? That's where we going? Because remember, her daddy don't know that she's fucking gay. Because I'm pretty sure if her father found out she was gay, he'll be pissed off and probably banish her ass, because he is so old school. So the alderman was like, I'm the only one keeping your family from going to jail, basically threatening her. And so she was like, oh, two can play that game. And I'm the one that's keeping your motherfucking daughter alive, because I know what school she go to. I know about all that. And she pulled out a picture of the little bitch. So he was really pissed. And so she was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you thought, my nigga. She was like, how much is it gonna cost? And he was like, the number will remain the same. She give him an envelope, pay him, and was like, and you can't eat pussy no motherfucking way. And I was like, okay, Claude, I see you, bitch. I fucks with Claude. I really like her character, because I don't like the way that the men in her life treat her. So Tommy returns home to find Liliana ass there. And she was like, look, if the shit don't work with these crews, I know a way for us to get this shit off. And he was like, She was like, I'll take the work. And he was like, no, you ain't taking shit. We'll keep it here. And she was like, nigga, we in this 50-50. Like, I could take my half. And he was like, no, you won't. Because who the fuck did you steal this shit from? And she was like, I told you. He was like, all right, because he don't believe her. He knows that she's not telling him the full truth. So he was like, no, I'm going to keep this. And I'll see you later. Skedaddle. Peace out. So he make her leave. So then we see Tommy go to Gloria'S Bar for the meeting with Walter Vick and Uncle Paulie. She's not there. She left or whatever, because of course she can't be there doing this type of business. So Walter was like, where's Diamond? He late. Diamond saunters in. Tommy starts the meeting and was like, you know, first off the bitch in the clique you claim. West side when we ride coming quick with game. You came to be a player, but I fucked your wife. That ain't what he said. He was like, but first off, all this black and white bullshit got to end, Walter, because, you know, he the racist motherfucker. And Walter was looking like, girl, I would never like you niggers. So Tommy was like, look, this how we gonna do shit. Since you sell pills, if we work together, Walter, you can sell your pills on the south side because he from the north. And Diamond, since y'all from the south side, we can sell this coke up north. So they basically switching off and finally going into each other's territory to make money. And he was like, y'all can give each other 10% of the cuts and then give me 5% from each deal. So he getting his. So he thinking everything is good. Diamond in. Here come Walter bringing up Diamond back in the day, running up on Paulie and his wife, I guess shooting and glass sprayed all on the white face, and she had to get cosmetic surgery. Paulie then got all hot and bothered. His blood pressure then went up. I'm like, nigga, you gonna pass the fuck out. If you don't sit your old ass down, Uncle Paulie. Diamond was like, nigga, that wasn't me. I told you we didn't fucking do that shit. Of course, Walter don't want to fucking hear that. He was like, you motherfucking black parasite. And I was like, ooh. What in the Django Unchained is going on here? But I really like that they're bringing race into this whole thing because, you know, the Midwest is hella racist. And we have a lot of segregation and a lot of racism in the Midwest. And then with these different factions and ethnicities, there is a lot of, you know, racism, especially when it comes to the older generation. So I love that they brought that aspect into the show. So Diamond, of course, ain't pressed for that shit. He was like, yuck, I'm up because I told you this is what this nigga was about to be on. Tommy get him to stay. And Diamond was like, look, tell your son how you put down 9 of my men because you think we all look alike. And he was like, and I never retaliated. And Walter was like, you didn't retaliate because you knew I killed 9 more of you motherfuckers. And he was like, look, I'm up. I ain't got time for this shit. And he leaves. Tommy was like, you had a chance to do something here that mattered. And he walked off. And Walter was like, we're the Flynns. We're the Flynns. We can do whatever the fuck we want. And so Vic then gets hot and bothered. And he was like, yo, like, you fucked this up. Like, we needed this shit. And Walter was like, we're the Flynns. The Italians, Greeks, or Polish find out where we're in bed with them. We become outcasts. He's so used to the old school way of doing shit and worrying about what the other faction's gonna think about him that he's basically ruining his own motherfucking, you know, shit. And he's being a detriment to his own faction. So, Vic was like, but if we don't do this deal, we're gonna be fucking extinct. And so at this point, he's basically pushing his kids to fucking disobey him and betray him because he's so fucking hard-headed. So Tommy runs outside and apologizes to Diamond because he was like, I ain't know old boy was gonna do all that. And Diamond was like, I did. So Diamond get in the whip and he leave. Gloria returns and was like, well, I guess I know what you do now. And he was like, well, shit, you never asked. Like, basically, I would have gave you the motherfucking truth. I ain't gotta lie to your ass. So lo and behold, it's 2 other detectives watching everything, taking pictures, and they're 2 black detectives. I was like, so all the detectives gonna be black? Okay, but I'm happy black people is getting work, so I ain't gonna complain. So then we see Tommy get in his car, and we see him look in the rearview mirror, and he was like, fuck. I don't know if that was because he peeped the feds, the detectives or whatever. They didn't show via the camera what he was saying fuck to, but that's what I assume, that he sees that, you know, the boys is watching him. So he pulls off, and then right behind him, a G-Wagon is following him, and it's lo and behold, it's Claude. So Claude end up cutting him off, hop out the car, and confronts him. And Tommy was like, shit, what's up? Like, you off daddy leash, like you want in? And she was like, I don't want in with your bullshit. I got something that'll kill everything that you you trying to get out here. And so he was like, well, shit, put me on. And she was like, you'll find out if you stick around. Welcome to Chicago. And Tommy was looking at her like, your little frail ass could get this dick. Keep on playing with me. Keep on, bitch. So it's obvious that even though Claude like pussy, she gonna want a piece of that dick, and so will Tommy. So I don't know how this whole quadruple love triangle thing is gonna work out here. I'm really not here for it, for Tommy to be fucking Gloria. At some point gonna fuck Claude. Vic in love with Gloria. It's just, I don't like it, but it'll make for a lot of drama. So then we see later on that night, Jeremiah's character meets up with Jannard and applauds him for faking it in the ring. And I was like, ooh, that whole thing was a motherfucking setup. So Jannard was like, shit, we in it for the long haul. Because Jeremiah's character was like, you know this gonna split up CBI. Some gonna go with you, some gonna go with him. And Jannard was like, shit, we playing it for the long run, but in the end, they all gonna come to me. And I was like, damn, homie. You used to be the man, homie. I was like, damn, he straight gear to go behind his brother back on some fuck shit. So at the end of the day, this about to be on some Cain and Abel shit between these two motherfucking brothers, where one gonna end up having to take out the other one. And I can see Jannard ending up killing Diamond in the end. I don't see it being Diamond that kills Jannard, but I bet you, because Power loves to have siblings kill off siblings, or family members kill off family members. So I can so see at some point Jannard killing Diamond, because Diamond will never be able to kill him because he took care of him his whole life. He's not only his little brother, but like a son to him at the same time. So I can so see that happening, because Jannard will go that to the length. We see that now, how far he will go to keep Power. So mark my words that that's something that's going to happen eventually on this show. So then we see Claude and the girl in the bed with the club girl that she got the drugs from. And we find out that this drug is actually made from a motherfucking diet pill went wrong. And they simulated the shit to not be like coke, but like coke. And so the girl was like, shit, we in business, like with the Flins. And she was like, no, ain't no Flins, just me and you, bitch. Do you understand? And the girl was like, shit, it's all good, it's me and you. So they get the fucking. And then we see Tommy looking at the skyline. Once again, he is enamored with the Chicago skyline, and he pulls out that card and he flips it around in his hands, which once again lets us know that he knows exactly where this coke came from. Then he gets a text message from Gloria basically saying, can I come through, kick it with you, I want some D. And so he was like, of course you can come through. As soon as she come through the door, they all over each other, kissing each other, whatever. And she was like, oh, so the fire starter living in the firehouse or whatever. And so she then says to him, like, no more talking, no more words. Basically, let's just fuck. And they end up fucking up against the window. And I was like, okay. Fuck around and get COVID if you want to. Fucking on that nasty ass window. This nigga ain't clean not a damn thing in this goddamn place. This damn place need to be burnt down, bleached, goddamn it. It need rum and alcohol all over this goddamn place. But that was the episode. I quite enjoyed episode 3. I'm really enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying the writing, the pace of everything, the humor, how this storyline isn't so goddamn complicated with this person doing this to that person. You know how Courtney Kemp likes to write this shit like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. I like the writing and the simplicity of it, but the fact that it's building up with each episode. I'm really loving the pace. I hope they don't switch nothing up. Loving the characters that are being introduced with every episode. Can't wait to see more Fat Tony. Can't wait to see what's going to happen with this Seamus officer, the 2 black detectives that we saw this episode. Loving Uncle Paulie. Loving Liliana's character. Loving Gloria and Tommy, of course. Vic, I don't give a fuck about him. I even love Walter Flynn, even though he's the antagonist and one of the bad guys. I actually even love him. I love his thick Irish accent. yeah, I'm here for it. I love this show. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of tonight's episode. Overall, I give tonight's episode an A. Only scene that kind of like was a little confusing and a little off to me was the whole scene with the Colin dude. There was the DJ. That was a little weird. But other than that, I loved everything else. Once again, let's talk down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.